Alright, let's go.
Frameshift drive charging.
Kirin-Made is a K-class star system with current traffic of 266 ships and 1 recorded death. Arrived at final destination Kirin-Made.
Fuel sweeping complete.
Do you detect any resource sites in the star system?
Route set.
Alright, jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
Currently traveling through hyperspace to call 285 Sector Foxtrot, Quebec-Oscar Charlie 6-4, a G-class fuel star system. Traffic count is 183 with 1 recorded death. Arrived at call 285 Sector Foxtrot, Quebec-Oscar Charlie 6-4.
Fuel sweeping. Fuel sweep disengaged.
Enable streaming mode.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with word computer.
Alright, so I'm going to pick up a couple of Pirate Massacre missions, stack them, and then we will test if it calculates the remaining kills and profits, bounties, etc. I don't want to pick up missions with a lot, because its goal is not to kill 60 pirates and make millions of dollars, or credits rather. The goal is to test the math on the code that calculates remaining kills. So I will be killing a couple of pirates, looking at the code, killing a couple of pirates, looking at the code again, we'll go to fairly easy side for that. Because I wouldn't be looking at the HUD half the time. Well, let's see what these guys have to offer. So we did check, and that star system does have resource sites. At the moment, I do not have a way to search for mission providers in the software. Maybe I'll figure out one day how to do that. Or rather, where to get data for that. I don't have it right now. Sponge is not very helpful with that. Inara does not have API for that. You would have to kind of push a request and then scrape HTML from the site, but that's a very bad way of integrating because it's very fragile and volatile. That sort of integration is not good. For integration, one change of the HTML structure and the integration breaks. It's too volatile, I'm not going to do that. Maybe there is a better way, some other endpoint I can connect to get the data from. So let's see what these guys have to offer.
Landing gear deployed.
We'll be picking up very specific missions for against very specific faction.
Docking successful.
Market data available.
Okay, hopefully my reputation here is low enough so I'll pick up easy missions. I don't want to pick up missions with a shitload of pirates to kill. Okay, so Gold Ring Faction Pirates is what we are looking for, right? Let's double check that. We are interested in this section right here, yeah. Yeah, this is the faction that we will be. Close all of this. Kurun Matai. Kurun Matai Gold. Alright, so from these guys, from the Imperial Society, we'll pick up 2. Kill 7 pirates.
Mission accepted. Eliminate 7 Kiramade Gold Ring Pirates at Brahm Terminal, Kiramade. Reward: 2,668,148 credits.
So 7 and another 7 from the same faction, that makes 14. So because there are 2 missions from the same faction, one kill is going to count against only one mission, not both of them.
Mission accepted. Eliminate 7 Kiramade Gold Ring Pirates at Freemian Relay, Kiramade System. Reward: 2,653,112 credits.
From this one we will take 10. So 1 pirate kill will count against one of the missions from previous mission provider and 1 against Federal Draconis Corporation. For simplicity of the calculation is just to pick up 2 missions. We can go to another location, pick up more, but we are not getting too many because I just want to test the software.
Mission Massacre assigned. Eliminate 10 Kiramade Gold Ring Pirates at Brahm Terminal in Kiramade System. Reward is 5,567,258 credits. Route set.
And now we're going to ignore all of that and just go to the resource site and pew some pirates. See if it calculates things correctly or not. Computer, how many total kills required to complete our pirate missions?
Analyzing mission data. Stand by. 21 kills remain to complete all pirate missions, 10 for Federal Draconis Corporation, 7 for Kuramade Imperial Society, and 5 for the Northern Culture.
Okay, 10 for this, guys. 7 for this mission. And 7 for that mission. So it already made a mistake. Because it's not 21, it is 24. Get out of the zone. Alright. Oops. Stop here. Let's see what we have. Select stuff from missions. Ah, that's what it is. I have not, from my previous mocking about and coding this thing, I did not delete the old stuff. We're only interested in this 3. And those are old. Which means when missions are cleared, I am not deleting the old missions. That's what probably happened. Let's double check this. No, that's Kurumatai. I can't say this correctly, so I'm not even going to. Kurunmatai. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna call it that, and it's just, it is what it is. That's another golden ring. Just looks very wrong. Mission accepted. Handler. First of all, it's called handler. It should be subscriber, not handler. Subscriber. Okay, player session admission. It just sticks it into the manager. Save. What are we doing here? We create a new entity. We stick the key for the mission ID. We stick a JSON entity into it, and we do update or insert. Okay, insert to replace into missions, key, and mission. Mission being a JSON. What is the structure of this table? Because I migrated from storing data in JSON files to storing data in MySQL, but I was way out of the bubble when I did that. So when I did this change, I did not have a chance to test missions. Let's see. Keep ID, key, unique, and text, and index. That looks good to me. Do you see anything wrong with it? Looks correct to me. For now at least. Okay, get by key. All missions, or delete mission by mission ID. Or rather by key. That's fine. So how in hell did I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when I should have ended up with only 3? There is no date on it. Reward 556 7258. Is that one of the ones that we're doing now? No. Oh yeah, it is. 5567 258. Okay, so this is a good one. I'm going to keep it out. What about this? That's from the Imperial Society. Payment is 2653,112. Why am I keep going? 2653,112. So we're keeping this one. And this on page 2668,148. 2668,148. Okay, which means these two are old. $24, $28, $143. Yeah, we don't have that one. Alright, so I think the problem is that I'm not deleting them. Mission completed. Mission completed subscriber. Yes. Do I delete them? Remove mission by mission ID. So theoretically I do. Just return void from here. Theoretically I do by mission ID, but apparently that did not work. Or I did not have the app running when I did that, so it didn't delete them. CD Games Journal. Yeah, there is no such thing as mission JSON, so we are relying on the journal files, and events in journal files, they have timing on them. Expiration, time to leave. So even if I start the app afterwards, it will not process those events because those events are old and time to leave is expired. So probably that's what happened, but let's see, let's do these missions. Delete these two first, so it does not mess up our calculation. Computer, what is the total kill required to complete all the missions?
Analyzing mission data standby. 14 kills remain to complete all missions.
That is correct. Because 10 for these will be eaten up as we are doing these two. 7 over here. 7 over here. They are from the same faction. Right? Yes. this plus this is the highest number, because every time we kill one of these, it will also count down one of those. Let's see if that's the case. Computer, disable streaming mode.
I am listening.
Let's go.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Jump.
Frameshift drive charging.
Traveling through hyperspace to Kiran Mate, a K-class fuel star. Traffic count is 266 ships with 1 recorded fatality.
Objective detected.
Arrived at final destination Kiran Mate.
Fuel swapping. Fuel sweeping complete.
Swap to combat mode.
Incoming mission critical message.
Dropped from Super Cruise. Threat level 4 detected. Prepare for engagement.
Weapons hot.
Contact. Mission target. Olivier Turquoise. Elite. Wanted. Bounty. Roughly 100,000 credits. Mission kill confirmed. 191,500 bounty claimed. Contact lost. Cargo scan detected. Cargo scan detected.
How many kills remain to complete our pirate missions?
Analyzing mission data, stand by. 13 kills remain to complete the assignments. Contact mission target Diamondback Scout, Yamanto, Master, Wanted, Bounty, roughly 100,000 credits.
Scam detected.
Mission kill confirmed. 218,312 bounty claimed. Contact lost. Contact lost.
I decided to. Okay. So if there was a chat, I missed it because my phone went dark.
Paul decided to join. A chat was missed because the phone went dark. Contact mission target Sean Mackins, deadly wanted, bounty, roughly 60,000 credits. Mission kill confirmed. 58,079 bounty claimed. Contact lost.
Frameshift charge detected.
Contact legal target exclamation Diamondback Scout, Chief Forrest Harkness, dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 100,000 credits. Contact lost.
Frameshift charge detected.
Contact mission target Imperial Courier, Zugzu, deadly, wanted, bounty, roughly 100,000 credits. Contact lost.
How many kills remain on our pirate missions?
Analyzing mission data, stand by. Contact legal target Myron, deadly, wanted, bounty, roughly 50,000 credits. Kill confirmed. 54,625 bounty claimed. Contact lost. Contact legal target exclamation Diamondback Scout, Chief Forrest Harkness, dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 100,000 credits, shields, 23%. Good afternoon, Krondor. Contact lost. Contact, mission target, Snailmaster, dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 60,000 credits. Mission kill confirmed, 57,587 bounty claimed. Contact lost. Cargo scan detected. Contact, legal target, Lescott, master, wanted, bounty, roughly 40,000 credits. Kill confirmed, 122,728 bounty claimed. Contact lost.
What's the total bounty we collected so far?
Please clarify the context or specify what balance or collection is being referred to.
What is the total bounty we collected so far this session?
Contact, mission target Imperial Eagle, Malcolm the Rotund, dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 80,000 credits. Mission kill confirmed, 130,280 bounty claimed. Contact lost.
Calculate potential profit from the pirate missions.
Contact law. Total bounties collected this session are 840,295 credits. Potential profit calculation from pirate missions requires additional data on costs and rewards. Please provide mission cost and reward details for precise calculation. Contact, legal target Cobra MK4, Kerman C, master, wanted, bounty, roughly 100,000 credits.
Okay, that's bullshit. You're supposed to just execute the correct query. It's one of these queries that you're supposed to summarize. Query, analyze.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Summarize the pirate mission status.
Analyzing mission data, stand by. 9 pirate kills remain to complete the mission. 5 against Federal Draconis Corporation and 2 against Cura Mede Imperial Society. Total mission profit is 11,721,629 credits. Streaming mode is on.
Okay, I'm
Prefix
wondering
command
how
word
you
computer.
integrate into Elite. Is there an API or via memory new to Elite? Okay, to integrate with Elite Dangerous, there are legal ways and illegal ways. Illegal way is reading memory via unsigned dynamically linked libraries. I do not do that. I do legal integration via journal. So in Elite spews out these journal files. Let's take a look at the journal file so you have an idea what it looks like. This is the API that is provided by the Frontier developers. Bam. So there it is. This is what it looks like. Whenever something happens in the game, it spews out a line like this. In here, one line is one event. It has a timestamp, followed by event name, and followed by a shitload of data. I have a journal parser, which is this class right here. Journal parser is basically a monitor that runs in its own thread. It monitors that directory, picks up the last updated file, and reads the last line from that file. And when it does that, it picks up the line, makes sure that it's JSON, and after that, it creates an event via event registry. So there is no giant case statement. It's basically we register all the events in here. Those are event wrappers. They look like this. This is the thing in JSON, and this is the field in the code. Oops, wrong button. Sorry about that. So it registers all the events. Whenever event fires, it gets picked up by the... whenever event is posted into the journal file, the journal parser picks it up, creates an event, puts it on event bus, and fires it. So we have an event that fires. Then there are listeners, or rather I call them subscribers. These are subscribers. They subscribe to the events. They listen to the event bus via this annotation called @subscribe. That way it is decoupled completely. And whenever there is any event happens, we execute the logic inside of the event subscriber and do something with it. In some cases, if it's like a mission critical thing, it goes straight into the announcement, but most of the time it just records it into the local SQLite or SQLite, if you prefer, database for later analysis. And the later user can issue a command, a query rather, to get some info, like I'm doing right now with the pirate mission specifically. It goes into the database, picks up the tally of what's going on, summarizes it, and sends this to the vocalization. There are other... Before I go and dive back in, hold on, stop. Stop, a line like this. Hopefully no one will pew me. In the meantime, where is it? Here. Enable. Points. Then there are other JSON in here, like market JSON, for example. Whenever you land at the station and open market in the user interface, that JSON is populated. Let's see if anything in it right now. Probably nothing. Kate. Yeah, so that was this shitload of information. Each line is a representation of some commodity in the market. So again, you can parse this file, stick it into the database, only the values that you need, because there's a crap load of information that you might not want to necessarily store. Same with modulars info, nav route, outfitting, ship locker, shipyard status. Status is an interesting one. Status, let me pick up status, paste. Okay. Now status is just one line, but the most important thing in here
Cargo
is
scan detected.
this thing, flags. And it's got an enum in here. Not enum. It's got a number in here. There's some pirate is scanning me there. I don't have any cargo. I don't have a cargo bay because I'm not actually doing like real mission. I'm just doing this for testing of the feature. Status. It extends status flags. These different numbers represent different things, like if are we in FSD cooldown, are we low on fuel, are we in SRV, are we in a fighter, etc, etc, etc. So there's a bunch of booleans, like for example, is shields up, and it will return you true or false, or is SRV drive assist on or off, or etc. There's a bunch of them. That's how you know what your state is. Are you in a ship? Are you on foot? Are you in your main ship? Are your hardpoints deployed? Are they not deployed? Are your lights on? Are your lights off? Etc. It also has your coordinates, which they don't have right now because I'm not on the planet surface, but if I would be on the planet surface, there would be latitude and longitude, so I do navigation using those. I can calculate your bearing, and because we picked up information about the planet as we landed on it, I know the info about the planet, the radius, the diameter, so I can use mathematical formulas to do the navigation correctly and calculate it. Calculate your heading, and if you are navigating to a specific coordinate, I can calculate what bearing you should be doing. Heading is where you're heading, where you are headed, and bearing is where you're supposed to be going. Right now, since we are in space, there are no lot long information. This is friendly. How many kills remain on our... computer, how many kills remain on our pirate missions?
Analyzing mission data stand by. 9 kills remain on the now computer missions. No kills remain in the pirate missions.
Computer, turn off the streaming mode.
I am listening.
How many kills remain for the pirate missions?
Analyzing mission data stand by. 9 kills remain to complete the pirate missions. Contact lost. Contact. Mission target Imperial Courier. Ulrich Custodius. Expert. Wanted. Bounty. Roughly 70,000 credits. Mission kill confirmed. 75,248 bounty claimed. Contact lost.
Computer, enable streaming mode.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with word computer.
Then there are things like Elite Dangerous Data Network, which is basically a stream of information that you can tap into. That's primarily for the market information, which is the most up-to-date market information. I have not done that integration yet. This is something that I will be doing. Elite Dangerous Star Map has all kinds of information that
Contact. Mission
is...
target Viper MK3. Analyze Harvey competent. Wanted. Bounty. Roughly 100,000 credits.
That is submitted by players. I'm also submitting information in there as I fly. But you can also scoop information from it so that you can... there's all kinds of info. And Sponge. That's another integration point. I think Sponge gets that information from the Elite Dangerous Star Map. All of those are fan projects, they're servers.
Cargo scan detected. Cargo scan detected.
So, for example, when I calculate a trade route, I connect to Sponge. And Sponge does the calculation, returns JSON to me, and then that way I can have a trade route that the app will navigate you to.
124,597 bounty claimed. Contact lost.
probably totally
Collected
awful at
3
talking
units
and
of shields
flying at the
value.
same time. Sorry about that. I am not a professional streamer and never will be. Yeah, Elite provides the integration via JSON files, and the community uses that those JSON files in different ways. So there is a crowdsourcing. Let me show you those sites. Yeah. So this, for example, this is Inara. Inara has all sorts of information about the game. You can search all kinds of things. You can search commodities. You can search planets. You can search engineers. Everything about it. Here is great. Unfortunately, the API that it has is only for pushing your commander information into it. So the other place is Elite Dangerous Star Map. This site. This site has API here at the bottom. Journal API, System API, they have version 1's Status API, Commander API that you can query. It's JSON, so you can implement it in whatever language you want as long as you implement JSON. It's basic post, and it returns data. Sponge is a little bit more difficult to integrate with because Sponge by itself really doesn't have API as such, but you can reverse engineer it. So let me show you how that's done. You go here to the network. Let's say we want to search for I don't know, stations, whatever. And you can construct a query, tag some of these things in. I'm just gonna stick some at random just to show you. As market, yes please. Body has atmosphere. Any what else do we want? Let's put reference system. Let's say the reference system is not far from a star called Kamadenu, which is the capital of the empire. Now, if I delete all of this from here and push search,
Scan detected.
this is the information that returned, and this is the request that we sent. Let me copy this thing, show you inside of the editor a little bit larger.
Cargo scan detected.
Yes, pirate is sniffing me. Scratch pad, yes. Scratch pad, stick it in here, format it, make it pretty, make it big. So look, this is a very basic search filter. Filters, and there are many of them in here, but in this case it just has market, true, and the reference system is Kamadenu. There you can use a reference as your coordinates, your galactic coordinates. Whenever you jump into any star system, if you listen to the events in the journal file, you will have information including your galactic coordinates, the X, Y, and Z. And instead of referencing system by name, you can reference it by coordinates, which is actually better because it's going to be like a range rather than a specific name. And it spews back out this response, which has a search reference tag in it, which is this number. Then you keep that number in memory and you ping the site every 3 seconds or so with a back off for this number hitting like endpoint URL plus that reference number, because some of the searches take time to calculate. The site itself works like that. If you reverse engineer the JavaScript in here, it's basically once it receives this number, it will just remember this number and ask the server, do you have the info for me for this number? A few times. Until it finally comes back with 200. instead of 202. 202, it basically means I'm still working on it. 200 means I got the info. And it just returns you a huge amount of information about the star system. There's really a lot. It's like markets, commodities in those markets, the allegiances, the power play state, the materials available on the planet, there are all kinds of information about the planets themselves. There's a shitload of information, a lot. And what my app is doing, it would take this information, store it in a local database, and it would be ready for you to ask questions. Like what kind of materials are available here, what sort of markets are here, what kind of commodities are here, are there resource sites, etc., etc., etc. All kinds of info available. And that this software that I'm writing is basically an LLM-powered data butler. You talk to it in a natural language, and it speaks back, answers your questions. It can operate some of the ship controls, but it cannot operate autonomously there.
I am listening. The software functions as a voice interactive data assistant capable of natural language communication and limited ship control, but lacks autonomous contact. Mission target: Ask Scout, Ken Brown, Master, Wanted, Bounty, roughly 300,000 credits.
Also power to weapons.
Mission
Divert power to engines.
471,006. Contact lost.
How many kills remain?
Analyzing mission data. Stand by. 6 kills remain to complete all assignments. Contact legal target: Fleetwood McKenzie, dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 90,000 credits. Contact legal target: Cobra MK4, Sari Stag, Master, wanted, bounty, roughly 300,000 credits. Contact mission target: Viper MK3, Avigora, elite, wanted, bounty, roughly 300,000 credits. Shields 3%.
Divert power to engines.
Mission kill confirmed. 250,200 bounty claimed. Contact lost. Contact legal target: Fleetwood McKenzie, dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 90,000 credits. Contact legal target: Neems, Master, wanted, bounty, roughly 50,000 credits. Contact mission target: Viper MK3, Tetlis, elite, wanted, bounty, roughly 100,000 credits. Mission kill confirmed. 312,100 bounty claimed. Contact lost. Contact mission target: Timothy James Clark, deadly, wanted, bounty, roughly 80,000 credits. Mission kill confirmed. 80,554 bounty claimed.
Your stream is
Contact lost.
totally fine. Enable streaming mode.
The input is incomplete.
Your streaming is totally
By
fine.
statement.
People
Verify the
watch
request. My
for
lord.
different reasons. Some want total pros, others are more interested because you are on Linux like me and do programming. Yeah.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with word computer.
You're welcome. The project is open source. Link is in description. There is all kinds of info over there.
Contact legal target Viper.
And you know, the truth is in the code, as we say. So the
200,000 credits.
if any kind of details you like, if you want to write something for Elite Dangerous integration, yes, it is written in Java. Perhaps you
Contact
for a
legal
different
target
language,
Viper MK3,
but the principle
Caroline
is the
Young,
same.
Dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 200,000 credits.
Scan detected.
Come on, where are you at? There you are. Scan.
Contact
Mission
target Viper MK3, Tim Harris, dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 200,000 credits.
Target shields offline. Scan detected.
Computer, how many kills remain on the pirate missions?
Analyzing mission data stand by. 3 kills remain to complete all parrot missions.
Scan detected.
Mission kill confirmed. 371,161 bounty claimed. Contact lost.
Scan detected.
Contact legal target Viper MK3, Kodai, expert, wanted, bounty, roughly 200,000 credits.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
Kill confirmed. 173. Contact lost. Contact legal target Viper MK3, Caroline Young, dangerous, wanted, bounty, roughly 200,000 credits.
Oh, my phone went dark again, so if there is a message, I will not see it. Well, let me do this kill. I will.
Trajectory disruption.
I don't have a second screen, and my desk is arranged in such a way that I can't really even have one, even if I wanted to. So I watched the chat on the phone, but phone goes dark. Maybe I need to write an app for that, so that it just keeps the YouTube chat open and keeps the window open at all times.
170,550 bounty
Okay.
claimed. Contact lost.
Don't save the battery, it's plugged into the cable anyway, so of course chat is not gonna show me shit at the moment because it's blank. It shows it in the browser. I have no other way of doing this. Or maybe I do. Hold on. I think I do. Yeah, I can just open it in YouTube instead. Okay. Yes, okay, alright. At least there are no messages that I missed, which is good. So I'll just keep it like this. It's very small font if I look at the chat through the YouTube app. Very difficult to see. Now. Okay, so this one is done. This one is done. And here we've done 5 out of 7. My Java is really rusty. I mostly work in C++ or C#, but they are really similar, except for memory management. Yeah, if you program in C#, you will read Java basically like... even if you're rusty in actually programming in it, reading it, and understanding what's going on, I don't think it'll be a big problem. Plus, the way I write code, I try to write it so that someone who never seen it can actually read it. It's try to make it so that it's kind of self-explanatory. The methods, the classes, they are expressive. The names are expressive, rather than just name
Contact lost.
variables foo. Partly because when I go back there, I want to be able to
Clementine, Master, Wanted, Bounty,
understand what
roughly
I'm doing.
100,000 credits.
turn on the night vision. Computer, turn on the night vision. Divert power to weapons. Computer, divert power to weapons.
Rocket shields online.
Mission kill confirmed. 110,389 bounty claimed. Contact lost.
Yeah, and this project might get big, really big over time. Yes, it probably... That's the thing, you know, at which point do you say, okay, enough is enough, let's not bloat it with a shitload of features? Especially when you're dealing with LLM and with commands and queries, because once you have too many of them, it will
Mission target Imperial Eagle.
it will begin to confuse one with the other.
Roughly 70,000 credits.
So kind of like, at which point do you think enough is enough? Or maybe architecture change would be needed if you want to do a lot more with it. I don't know yet. I'm not at that point yet where it's confusing the queries. But I fear that that actually might be the case.
Mission kill confirmed. 115,200.
Much easier to use it when it is not in streaming mode, because it just works much better when it is not in streaming mode. You just talk to it. Otherwise I forget to prefix it, or it works when I do. Elite, I hope he's wanted.
Contact legal target Diamondback Explorer Daniel Taylor. Elite wanted bounty. Roughly 300,000 credits. Shields 35%. Hull 37%. Kill confirmed. 293,600.
Computer, how many kills left on the pirate missions?
Analyzing mission data. Stand by. 0 kills remain to complete all pirate missions.
Is that so? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hey, is the AI able to see the target list while you are fighting? No. No, because it can only see whatever the events are that are in the journals. It only receives the journal event. Even if, and not all of them, in fact. I only send very few, like, for example, when I target something, I target the thing, and it's not even AI because it's just app doing it. I'm not sending this to LLM. Like this. Okay, it's clean, so it didn't say anything. This guy is also going to be clean, probably. Let's find something who's not clean, someone who's wanted, maybe one of those guys.
Contact Mission target Viper Mk3, Vladdy Elite, wanted, bounty, roughly 200,000 credits.
Okay, so what it did, it basically read information from the journal event on when scan got finished. That information was not sent to
Cargo scan
LLM.
detected. Cargo scan
It's just up vocalizing it because there's no point. There's no need for calculations. There's no point to send it to LLM, unless you want to apply cadence to it. Then maybe you want to send it to LLM and have cadence. I would put it into different threads workers if you haven't already. Yes, it is. Like one parsing the logs, converting into events, observers can subscribe to create modules for different use cases. Yes, it's multi-threaded. So the speech-to-text is one thread. Text-to-speech is another thread. LLM processing is another thread. In fact, that's actually a fork to several threads. The journal parsing, the auxiliary JSON parsing, and the key binding parsing, those are all separate threads. So it is a multi-threaded app. UI runs on a swing thread, of course. That's a continuation of the comment, I suppose. Well, it's very difficult to see me grab the phone. Converting into events, observers can subscribe to create modules for the different use cases. That's the case. That work with it, and a queue for priority flags for the voice out. Context for voice might be really tricky. There is
contact lost.
Well, a voice is processed in queue, and it can be interrupted by throwing an interrupt vocalization event. Then, because user can enable, disable different announcements, like for example, if I'm not doing pew pew in Pirates, if I'm flying around and doing exploration outside of the bubble, I would enable discovery stuff. It will tell me about discovery things, which would be annoying when you fly in a bubble because you're not discovering anything, but it will still yap about it. So there is a router for the vocalization events, and they are either filtered out or not filtered out. So let's say I jump into the star system, auto discovery happens, there are a bunch of journal events happen, and if my discovery announcements are on, it would actually make its way into the vocalization. But right now, since discovery announcements are off, the event will still fire. It will still analyze it. Not analyze it. It will still process the event. It will still stick information into the database in case you want to ask questions about it, but it's not going to tell you anything about it because that vocalization event will be filtered at the voice processing layer. It won't make it to the voice processing layer. Elite, is he wanted? I'll kill him just because he's elite.
Viper Mk3, Paddy Main, elite, wanted, bounty, roughly 200,000 credits.
Even though we're done with our missions, but he's wanted and he's elite.
Contact lost. Mission kill confirmed. Contact lost. Contact.
And his friends are after me now.
Vladdy elite, wanted, bounty, roughly 200,000 credits.
Don't shoot on the friendly.
Mission kill confirmed. Contact lost. Contact. Mission target Diamond Back Scout. Keratin. Elite. Wanted. Bounty. Roughly 200,000 credits.
It will still say mission target because the ship is a pirate that belongs to the faction against which I have missions. So even though my missions are completed at the moment, it is still a mission target. No, don't shoot the Anaconda, that's so friendly. Chaff is not gonna save you, buddy.
Mission kill confirmed. 226,200 bounty claimed. Contact lost.
Computer disable.
Command not recognized. Please
Of course
specify
it
a
is not
supported
recognized.
action.
I'm having a brain fart. Computer disable streaming mode.
I am listening.
Turn off the night vision. Show contacts.
Route set.
Enter Super Cruise.
Frameshift drive charging.
Computer enable streaming mode.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with word computer.
QVIS priority flags. I think I have priority flags, I'm just not using them at the moment. Because I was playing around with priority flags when I was doing the navigation, like orbital navigation. You can come up to a planet. In the bubble, most of the time, places where you fly to on the planet are already marked, so you just select a marker and fly to it. You don't need navigation. But when you do exploration, or when you need to get to a specific coordinates on the planet, and all you have is a tip from the internet that fly to this planet in this system and land at coordinates latitude so and so and longitude so and so, you can tell this thing, navigate to latitude this and longitude that, and it will take you from orbit down to the surface. Problem is, because of the relative speeds and the lag of the vocalization, etc., I would have to prioritize certain queues and deprioritize certain other queues. I don't think I have... I don't think I've gone that route. It's been a while. I need to look back at that planetary navigation code and see if it is in use or not. It's been a while. You might think of USB input module. It's easy to read on Linux and create a food switch. I think it's you meant food switch for the AI listening or not. Streaming mode. Yeah, because I'm in Java, Java does not have low access memory, and if you wanted to have push to talk, the only way I could do that is create another window 1 pixel width and have it always on top, so that would listen to the key press. But honestly, I only struggle with the streaming mode when I'm actually streaming and when I reply to chat, because if I just play without streaming or talking to anyone else, I don't use streaming mode. I just bark the commands at it. Computer, jump to the next waypoint. The idea is that with the things so that you could play in VR without ever having to take the VR off, to look at the data on the websites when you're finding things, or for the commands on the keyboard, because there's a shitload of stuff in this game that you can map to the keyboard. There's lots of commands.
Currently traveling through hyperspace to call 285 Sector Foxtrot Quebec-Oscar Charlie 6-4, a G-class fuel star. Traffic count is 183 with 1 recorded death in the area. Arrived at final destination call 285.
Okay, now I need to make sure that I actually do delete the missions. So I'm going to start the app in debugger as I deliver missions and make sure that they are being deleted, because for whatever reason I had 2 missions from the previous iteration. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't have the app running, maybe it's me moving my databases back and forth because I was changing some stuff, and I would back up a database and then restore, and maybe I restored it in the state that had those missions in and just went with it. It's not going to go back and retroactively delete stuff for you. It only would react on the event. So let me land, start the app in the debug mode, and we'll stop there when the mission is being delivered to make sure that it's being erased from the database. And how big this project is going to be, that really depends on adoption by the community. Both users, testers, and contributors, but no one knows about it, or very, very, very few people know about it, so it's going to be slow going for probably a very long time. You know, unless somebody like Obsidian Ant, which is one of the biggest YouTuber in the Elite Dangerous community, comes across this thing and decides to make a video about it, there'll be very few people who know. Plus, there's an entry barrier because it uses LLMs, and there are 2 problems with it. One is that AI is getting a really bad name because of how the corporations are using AI, pushing AI slop-generated videos, pushing AI slop-generated music on Spotify, firing people, replacing them with AI. Microchips is now developed specifically for data centers, not to mention all the environmental shit about it. So it's got a bad rap because of it. That's one thing. And 2, using it is not free, even though this app is using teensy-weensy LLMs, and it's just a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny per request. I'm paying like $5 a month for LLM usage, and about $5 a month for speech-to-text, text-to-speech, and now even less because speech-to-text text-to-speech that you hear right now runs locally. It's a Piper. Okay, no, not this. What am I doing? I need to land. Request docking. Thank you. There we go. So that means there'll be a lot less people using this than, say, ED Copilot, which is kind of the established and well-known piece of software that people use. But ED Copilot is not an LLM based, and the only thing that you can do with voice has to go through voice attack, which has 2 problems. One, it's a royal pain in the ass and practically unusable on Linux, at least in my own bitter experience. And 2, it can only react to a very specific voice commands uttered in a very specific way, because you are the only data point for training the voice recognition. It does not infer your commands or queries. It acts on a very specific audio wave. Okay, so the mission provider is at this station. Now, let's stop the service. And go to something like mission completed event or something like this. Mission completed event subscriber. So this is what's supposed to happen on the mission event completed. We should stop here. What are we doing? This been, how long ago did I do this? This was like September 12th last time I've been here. All right. Is it September? October. September. I'm having a brain fart. 10th is October. Yeah, September. All right. Anyway, so we're gonna player session. We get the mission. Remove bounties for this mission, because this code is here since the time when data was stored locally in JSON files, which is bad idea. SQLite database is much better. Then when I switched to SQLite database, I had no way to test this properly. What are we doing? We get list of we get a set of bounties. Yeah, because in the JSON files there is no really good correlation between the bounty you receive and specific mission that bounty occurred at. You get bounties for killing wanted ships, but the wanted ship can be either just a pirate of another faction or the pirate of the faction that you have a contract against. Both bounties will count, but you will rack up more bounties than you rack up more kills than you need to complete the missions if you kill anything that is wanted, not only the ones that are mission targets, which is what I've been doing quite on purpose. Anyway, now the thing I'm interested in is where do we remove? We remove it right here. Let's run.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
And now we go here.
Voice input disabled. Specify the destination or action for navigation, my lord.
It calls me my lord. That's because my highest military rank is imperial. If your highest military rank is federal, then depending on what your rank is, it will call you Sarge, Ensign, EO, Admiral. Depends. It's a honorific. But since my highest rank at the moment is Imperial Navy rank of Count, then it's my lord. Once you get into the like dukes and kings, it will be your grace and your majesty. It will call you by your honorific, by your rank, by your in-game name, and if you switch to personality, which you to friendly or unhinged or rogue, it will use dude, bloke, etc., chap, depending on cadence you select. Let's say if you imperial, you would select, and you want an imperial vibe, you would select the imperial profile, which is British cadence, and rogue personality. But rogue personality is disabled for the Piper LLM, because Piper LLM, not Piper LLM, Piper text-to-speech, because it sounds very robotic. I can switch it to Google Voices, which sound a lot more natural, and that's where the rogue would shine. But again, it depends which LLM you're using. Right now, it is OpenAI LLM, and in rogue personality, it doesn't really cut it very well because it sounds kind of like a hippie professor trying to be cool. But if you use XAI in rogue mode, yeah, that one is actually pretty damn good. And yes, I know people are hating on XAI even more because Elon Musk, controversial figure, etc. But if you're going to be hating tools because of whoever the CEO is, might as well ditch Windows because it's evil. You might as well ditch Mac because it is also evil. You might ditch pretty much everything, never put gas in your car, never go anywhere, never dress in anything. I separate politics from the tools, but that's just me, and I know I am in a minority on the subject. Anyhow, we wanted to make sure that it actually deletes shit, so blah 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 blah, start port services. Yeah, the only two LLMs you can use, two LLM providers you can use, it is either XAI, which actually runs better and cheaper, despite hatred towards Elon Musk in some parts of the world, or you can use OpenAI. It's also using only small models, that it can barely reason about anything for speed and for cheapness. Other LLMs can be implemented. It's a modular design. You just implement interfaces and drop your implementation in. As long as it listens to events, does the correct thing, and fires the correct event at the end of the process, you're good to go. So the way app figures out which LLM you're using, it looks at the key and pulls spins up the implementation based on the key format. Can you use local LLMs? If you have a very, very powerful, if your name is PewDiePie, yes, because you would need some reasoning in an LLM. You cannot use just a basic chatbot; it wouldn't work because it has to infer commands, it has to infer queries, it has to pick up the correct command, pass it the correct information, and basic chatbot will not cut it. I tried to install Ollama locally and it failed miserably. I realized I need more horsepower, so I went to AWS, that is Amazon Web Services cloud provider, one of the largest cloud provider in the world where I have account. And I started wrapping up the virtual machine with GPUs on it to see what would it actually take to run a local LLM. To cut the long story short, basically, if you can spend $40,000 on a separate computer to run necessary LLM at home and pay for the electricity, yes, you can run it against local LLM. However, the money you're going to spend on it, if you just connect to OpenAI instead or to XAI, for that amount of money that you spend on building your local LLM necessary to necessitate this app, you would be able to play it with XAI for about 435 years. I'm afraid to say that you probably will expire before that time runs out, unfortunately. Anyhow, so I'm going to deliver this one and make sure that it gets killed. So that's 2668148. And there's no materials, so we just take the money. Bam, we stopped in debugger. So let's see what's going on here. Hold on, me read. Well, guess running the LLM on the same machine would be impossible because of the VRAM usage. We would need to separate computer, maybe with AMD card, with 24 gig VRAM, but those models, yeah. Yeah, you would need to have like a PewDiePie level rig. I don't know if you saw the lad created a monster rig at home for splitting proteins. Because otherwise, yeah, you can issue a query and it will eventually figure it out, like 2-3 minutes later. But you need the snappy response. You need like half a second response from it, and that's with the network traffic. Obviously, at home you don't have a network traffic, but if that LLM cranks on the information for 2 minutes, by the time you get that information, it's already useless. Okay, target faction, correct target faction. Kill count 7, yes. Bounty. Hold up, why am I removing bounties? Alright, I should remove bounties when we deliver bounties, not when I deliver missions. Because removing bounties is a completely different thing. I need to remove this code. I simply need to remove the mission from here, in here. Because the architecture changed, and I haven't been in this code for a while, that's why I'm testing this. Because there is another event that when you go to the station to deliver bounties, specifically not missions, bounties, that's when we should remove them, not when we remove the missions. So this is actually very unnecessary and stupid, and I'm going to delete this code. I like deleting code. Hold on, there's another message there. What does it say? Throughout the internet, I feel like Linux is the over-diversified, underperforming thing that Linux users push consistently. Over-diversified. Thing is that Linux is a kind of thing that can be used for different purposes. Different distributions are for different reasons. My Android phone, for example, that's Linux. And it's a different distribution that I would be using on the desktop, because on the desktop I need different stuff. Servers are run by Linux. Again, you need a different flavor of Linux to run a server, because you don't need all the desktop related shit on it. You want it to be optimized specifically for running servers. On a desktop, there's a competition between different distributions for the for being a desktop distro. Everybody thinks they can do better than the other guy for whatever reason. Some are optimized for games, and they may give you 2 frames per second more than the other distro, but then you will lose on something else. So on the one hand, yeah, it's kind of bad that there are so many distros. On the other hand, it's good because there is no one Führer barking orders like in case of Microsoft. You're not beholden to one corporation that dictates you how you use your computer, your hardware that you paid for. And as far as performance, it's not just distribution. It is whatever hardware you have with whatever distro you put on it. As far as running games, you know, anything that runs faster than 120 FPS is just flexing. Your eye cannot tell the difference. Like YouTube video that you, or YouTube stream that you're watching right now, YouTube does not do more than 60 frames per second. It can't. That's where it caps. It caps at 60. I'm playing Sniper Elite at about 200 to 250 FPS, and I'm capping right now the Elite Dangerous at 100 because I'm streaming and I don't want the card to spin up too much and consume more electricity than I need and burn the fans more than I need for no good reason at all. Okay, so remove mission. This is where we're supposed to... Oh shit, I didn't stop it there. Well, anyway, let's see how many missions we have. We should have only 2 right now if I do select stuff from missions.
Mission against Kiran Mede Gold Ring Pirates completed at Brahm Terminal, Kiran Mede. Reward, 2,668,148 credits.
Okay, so it does delete the missions, but it also deletes the... it also deletes bounties. So this is not needed at all. The only thing we need to do is this is not needed. That goes from the event, so this is not needed. This is not needed. That's not needed. Hold on. What's this? The remaining mission against faction. I'll keep this because you might have taken 10 missions, you completed 5 of them, decided to deliver, but you still have the ones. You still have the other one, so I'll keep that in. You know, there's a thing, when you push on the stream now button in OBS, it also turns off your brain. At least that's how it works for me. Push on the stream button, 75% of the brain is just now defunct completely. It's not working at all. I wonder why. Maybe I need to stream more and then it'll calm natural, because right now I'm not thinking straight. But definitely we're not going to delete bounties in here, because the bounty event subscriber. This is bounty awards. Somewhere in there is I forgot what that event called, because I haven't delivered bounties for a while. Alright, hang on, let me check. Just okay, the last message, and not talking home, forcing a permanent online account. Yes, that is another thing. Well, Microsoft wants everybody now to have a permanent online account, so that they can conveniently spy on you, so that they can A, give whatever information to the government that they want, B, sell it to the data brokers, and C, show you commercials for the shit that they think you really want to spend your money on. They have another thing common. Gen Zs aren't spending as much. For a few reasons. They have a different mentality on spending. They can't afford to spend. Shit, I am Gen X. I can't afford to spend. I totally understand Gen Zs. So the Microsoft investing in the more commercials to push on a desktop, and that is going to hit a brick wall with the Gen Z generation, I'm quite sure. It hits brick wall with me, but for me it's like, if you advertise something to me, the reverse psychology kicks in, and it's like, all right, I'm not gonna buy that shit just because you're pushing it on me in the most inopportune moment. All right, so now we should have no missions in the missions. Oh, look at that. Of course not. I'm an idiot. I don't have the software running. That is exactly how I ended up with this shit. So maybe I don't have it running. That's why I didn't delete it. I am an idiot. Right, so mission completed subscriber, mission completed event. This event, how old? It leaves 10 seconds.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
I'm going to cheat. Copy. Kate.
Cheating is against protocol, my lord. Recommend adherence to regulations. Voice input disabled.
No, it's still not triggering it. corrupt file. It doesn't like it when you edit it. Do I still have it in there? Yes, I do. Okay, so they're off.
Good afternoon, Krondar.
Give me another event in the journal. So if I had the software running while I was delivering missions, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Engines engaged.
Specify event or journal entry for retrieval.
Turn on the streaming mode, please.
Streaming mode is on. Prefix your command with word computer.
Let's find us a good system to deliver bounties, so maybe we can also get the merits. Computer, plot the route back to the fleet carrier, please. And going to bed. Okay, good night. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for chatting.
Route set.
Computer, disable streaming mode.
I am listening.
Enter Super Cruise.
Frameshift drive charging.
Divert power to engines.
Engage.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Frameshift drive charging.
Traveling to Sowate, a fuel star of Class M. Current traffic, 1,808 ships, 38 total deaths recorded. Arrival confirmed at Sowate.
Fuel swapping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Swap to analysis mode, please.
Specify which analysis mode is required, combat or exploration?
Never mind.
Acknowledged. Standing by for further instructions.
Exit Super Cruise. Show contacts.
No contacts detected.
Show contacts panel. Alright, take us in.
Ready for automated docking sequence.
Landing gear deployed.
Market data available.
Docking is completed. Initiate shutdown sequence.
Voice input disabled.
Okay, now I don't remember which event that is, so let's see which event is going to stick in here when we deliver the bounties.
Incoming message.
Bounty payment of 8,072,662 credits received. Amount from Kirin Mede Co. 187,236 credits.
Alright, so this redeem voucher event, and there is a redeem voucher subscriber, and the redeem voucher subscriber calls clear bounties. No changes necessary. So we should have no bounties right now. Select stuff from bounties. Nothing. Good. That's exactly what I wanted. How close am I to the next rank? Oh, pretty close. So on this rank I will be getting the Packhound missiles. Alright, some missions for the Empire and I'll have my Packhound missiles. I'll do that later on tonight. But what I wanted to do next is change the trade routing. Right now trade routing is filtering out strongholds. You can set up a trade route, but it will filter out the strongholds. It's done quite on purpose, but I want to make that an option. Let's go back to the carrier, load up into anything with cargo bay in it, and do some coding. We'll add a field into the database, we'll add a command to set it on and off,
All clear, Command.
and we will change the route trade route handler to honor that field. If the stronghold filtering is on, it's going to filter out the strongholds when it creates a route. Otherwise it will be just whatever route we get from Sponge. enter Super Cruise? Ah, hang on, of course not. I'll do it manually.
Control zone now exceeded. We hope you have a
The voice input is disabled, so it's not even listening to me at all right now. Conveniently parked right next to it, basically.
Received sensor data. Welcome home to Lone Wolf.
This is Flight Control. Obey standard flight practices near the carrier, Commander. Access granted. Commander,
Right, well, it's parking me. I'll be back.
request accepted. Your docking computer has assumed control.
Landing gear deployed.
Market data available.
Landing complete. Command shutdown. Welcome to this carrier, Commander.
About that. So let's park this thing and grab a freighter. Okay, it's running, right? Yes, it is.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Describe our trade profile.
Analyzing trade profile, stand by. Trade profile includes a starting budget of 100 million credits, maximum cargo capacity of 160 units, and a maximum of 6 hops between star systems, with each hop up to 710 light years. Trading stations must be within 6,000 light seconds from the main star. Requires large landing pads. Prices used are up to 3 hours old.
Okay, shut down the system.
Shutting down.
Okay, first thing first. I'll make a branch for that one. Let me post this. And this is adjusting parent mission logic. And do we have anything? No, we don't. Now, a new branch. Introduce stronghold. Creative moment. What am I supposed to call this branch? Introducing stronghold toggle. For trade routes. Next, I need to back up my database. For that, we will go into cd.local, share elite intel. There it is. And cp minus rfv gb to gb dot 12 dot, what is it, 10th dot 25 dot back. Done. So now if I screw up my database, I can always come back. Next. Next we need to go to resources, db migration, and create a new SQL file in here. We'll call it 00014 schema.sql. Alter table trade profile, add column, allow strong hold boolean, default false. Yeah, default false. Okay, so now if I start the app, it's supposed to create that or run that file as an update.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
And if we go into the database itself, refresh, trade route, where is it? Trade profile, and we have allow stronghold with zeros in it. Zeros means false. Next, we will go into the profile down, right profile down, and add that field. To the query, add that field to the entity where all the booleans are. Private boolean allow stronghold, generate getter setter, and add it to the mapper. Thank you. Okay, so that's done. Did I miss anything? Yes, I have. I had the sneaking suspicion that I missed something. Equal excluded out is out. Here we go. So when we update the table, because this is a save method, it either creates a new one or updates existing. It now knows about Stronghold. Next thing is manager. File manager. Let's create a method in here. Public. Do we need one? Do I need one here? Hold on. Maybe I don't. Brain. Handlers, commands. Calculate trade route handler. So that's supposed to be in criteria. In criteria, private bullying, allow stronghold. Okay, we pass it on to criteria, and now in here, where do we have it? Calculate trade route. Calculate trade route. So, if criteria is, no, not client, is if criteria that is allow stronghold, then we just return the trade route. Don't bother with anything else. Otherwise, we're using filtered trade route.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Describe our trading profile, please.
Analyzing trade profile standby. Trading profile, starting capital 100 million credits. Maximum 6 hops between systems, each hop up to 710 light years. Cargo capacity 160 tons. Stations considered are limited to those no farther than 6,000 light seconds from the star. Large landing pads required. Price data up to 3 hours old is used.
Analyze our trading profile. Tell me if strongholds are allowed.
Analyzing trade profile standby. Strongholds are not explicitly allowed or disallowed in this profile data.
Really? You don't say. Alright, so that shit's gonna be in, not in commands, that shit's gonna be in queries. Analyze trade profile, or something to that effect. Analyze trade profile handler. So it is analyzing criteria. Let's stop right here and see what we have in the criteria. So it should be false.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Analyze trade route. Stop, belay that. Analyze trade profile, please. I got it thoroughly confused. Yeah, I got it thoroughly confused. All right, my bad.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Analyze our trade profile, please.
Request unclear. Please specify
Analyze the
the action
trade
query
profile,
related to
please.
Trade profile.
Okay, here we are. Criteria. Max hops, blah blah blah. Allow prohibited, allow fleet carrier, stronghold false. So yes, we are passing to it. Good. Just need to change the instruction. Oops, I measured years and one more instruction. Let's be as explicit as we possibly can with the criteria house stronghold. Represents enemy stronghold. It's probably very lame prompt, but
Good afternoon, Krondor.
describe our trade profile, please.
Analyzing trade profile stand by. Trade profile set with maximum 6 hops and 710 light years max hop distance. Starting capital at 100 million credits. Cargo capacity capped at 160 units. Operations are limited to stations no farther than 6,000 light seconds from arrival point. Requires large landing pad. Price data considered valid up to 3 hours.
Tell me if our trade profile allows stops at enemy strongholds.
Analyzing trade profile stand by. Our trade profile does not allow stops at enemy strongholds.
Alright, so it did not explicitly mention that one way or the other, but when I asked it, it said yes. I mean, it said no, it's not allowed, which is what I expected. However, let's create a command to alter trade profile and set strongholds to on. Change trade profile. So we'll need one of these queries here. Just like that. Change trade profile. Set allow enemy strongholds handler. Implements command handler. Implement the command. And we are looking for state. Oops. Why am I there? Trade profile manager. That is a singleton. Set allow strongholds is on. That method doesn't exist, but we will create it. Event boss manager. Publish new. That would be AI vocalization, right? AI. Voice response. Updated trade profile. I need to phrase this better somehow. Okay, now let's create the method itself. So that would be database with database with DAO, trade profile DAO class, comma lambda. It has to call it somehow. DAO, yes. DAO dat. I should probably get it, don't I? First I need to get the ship. Then I need to get the profile for the ship. And then I need to grab the profile and set this data and then save. Is it absurd? What did I call it? Not profile manager dot class trade. Profile DAO. Thank you. Save profile, return void. I could probably just do it inside one method, just inside of SQL, I think. I probably could. Let's see if that much works. But first we need to actually wire the command for it. So command. Change profiles, there it is. Change. Trade profile. Set. Now. Strongholds. Okay, so theoretically we should stop here.
Good afternoon, Krondar.
Alter the trade profile, set strongholds allowed.
Voice input disabled.
It did call the correct action and did pass the parameter true, but it passed key. Really? It passed key when it's supposed to pass state. I did not expect that. Maybe because when I programmed that I was using different LLM, and I think I was, and this LLM treats it differently. So let's see if we can alter another profile.
Good afternoon, Krondar.
Alter trade profile, set maximum stops 10.
Maximum stops set to 10.
So it is key. It is not state. It is key. Okay. My bad. It is key. It's not state.
Good afternoon, Krondar.
You had a typo in command. See, this is nice when someone else is looking at your screen. I had a typo in command. Commands. Yes. Sure did. Eagle Eye, and I didn't even do this. So actually, when I change it to this large screen like this, it's very difficult for me to read because it's huge on a huge monitor, but it's easier for you to see. Still, what just happened? Wrong shortcut. Damn. Still, I think it is going to actually return key, not state. Which means I'll have to go back and check everything that uses state. I might have changed it a while ago and just forgot about it. Could be the case. Let's see.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Alter trade profile, set strongholds allowed. Alright, key, and it is set to true, which is what we want. So on is true.
Updated trade profile, enemy strongholds on.
Bingo. So now, the only thing left to check is to ask it to calculate the trade route and make sure that calculate trade route handler. Calculate trade route. We're supposed to come out of here. And trade route calculation does take some time because we have to wait on Sponge to crunch all the numbers.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Calculate a trade route, please.
Calculating trade route. Please wait. This takes time.
Correct. That's exactly where I expected it to land. So we are not filtering anything. We just return trade route as we got it. It's got 10 stops in it. And that will include whatever Sponge returns, so we are not actually filtering anything. The thing is that the query in Sponge for the trade route, you cannot specify if you want to avoid, if you do in power play, and if you want to avoid going to the enemy strongholds or not. And the reason why I have this filter is because if someone uses this app and calculates trade routes and goes trading and it takes him to enemy strongholds and he gets destroyed over there, he's gonna blame me for losing his ship and his cargo and a bunch of money. So I want to make this an explicit thing that you have to actually tell it to do that. On the other hand, if you're not doing power play, you don't care because there are no enemy strongholds. Nobody is your enemy. You can trade anywhere in the galaxy without being attacked by the locals, except for pirates. Pirates are going to be after you. Okay, so there is that. I didn't save it, of course. I didn't save it. I exited from the thing. Brain isn't braining.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Calculate the trade route, please.
Calculating trade route. Please wait. This takes time. Calculated route with profit of 56,215,382 credits. Ask me to plot the route to next trade station.
Hold up. I think I didn't save it. Is that what happened? I returned it and I didn't save it? Yes, I didn't save it. That's what happened. I calculated it, I returned it, but it's not saved, and since it's not saved in the database, it's useless. Let's do that again.
Good afternoon, Krondor.
Calculate the trade route, please.
Calculating trade route. Please wait. This takes time. Calculated route with profit of 56,215,382 credits. Ask me to plot the route to next trade station.
Alright, so these are from End 2 specifically. I'm not going to run it because I'm actually in a mining ship that doesn't even have the fuel scoop on it. So I won't be able to get there. I won't have enough. I won't have enough fuel to get there. I suppose I could refuel at the stations themselves, but this ship does not have any weapons because it's a mining rig. It's like a pure mining rig. However, at least that worked. Now I just need to test it before I post it. And once that is done, I will post it and cut the new update with this. But that is all I wanted to do today. Check that the Pew Pew Pirate feature is working and it does calculate the pirates correctly, the kills correctly, so that's a good news. It no longer deletes the bounties when we deliver pirate mission, it deletes the bounties when we deliver the bounties, so those are not the same thing. And now we can set the toggle strongholds for the trade route calculation. Guess I'll leave it at that for now. Later on tonight I will test this thing offline on different routes on my other ship, which is where are we at? Yeah, I need to be in the Void River to do that because it's a freighter with teeth. But each ship has its own trade profile because, well, different ships can have different capabilities. And some ships do not have capabilities of doing any trade at all because they don't have any cargo capacity whatsoever. Anyhow, thank you for hanging out. It's time for me to have some food. I'm starving. But project is moving along slowly. Getting somewhere, I don't know where. I guess we'll find out where when we get there, alright? Anyhow, thank you for hanging out, thank you for chatting, thank you for participating. Hold on, there is another thing in here. Did you end up writing your own trade logic, or do you use any available website APIs? I am using Sponge Logic at the moment. There is a planner in here, and it has a trade planner, which is this thing. So essentially what the software is doing, it constructs a query. First thing, it figures out your location, because I know your location by the coordinates. It sends a query to Sponge, say, here's my X, Y, and Z, give me the nearest station. And that's your kind of starting station. And then it constructs a search. Let's say the nearest station is Kamadeno, as an example. Kamadeno. Copper Hub, as an example. The starting capital, it reads that from the profile that you have to set up once per ship, and then you can edit it. Let's say it's 25 million or whatever. Max hop distance is how far between hops. I calculated based on your jump range. Let's leave it at 50 for now. Cargo capacity, I get it from the ship. Loadout, so let's say that's 250 tons. Maximum hops, this is something we get from profile. Let's say it's 10. Maximum distance to arrival. This is a number of light seconds from the entry point into the star system. Also something that you adjust in the profile itself. Let's say it's 6,000, so you don't have to fly too far. The maximum market age, right now it's 3 hours. I'm contemplating to actually shrinking that down to maybe 1 hour, because the older the data is, the more chances are you're not going to be profitable on the run. I'll leave it as is for now. Doesn't really matter because I just want to show the actual communication. So when we hit calculate, it sends out where's my payload? It contacts this, it does a post to sponge.co.uk API trade route with this payload right here. Copy the payload. Let me post it into a Scratch file. Scratch file. Scratch JSON. Thank you. This thing. So it's not even JSON. In this case, it is a post like this. Kind of like when you do get, but it's actually post, not get. Anyhow, so I construct this string and send it. It returns back with, it returns a response with the job ID, and that's the job ID. So I keep this job ID in memory, and then, just like website is doing right now, it's pinging. Cannot find any trade routes, really. Really? Okay, I'm gonna give you a bigger time range. So every couple of seconds it's pinging the website with this request job and the number over here. It's the number that we get from the original post. We keep that in memory, we keep pinging the site. I ping it every 4 seconds with a backoff. And if it returns data within the reasonable amount of time, we can then parse that data and set, there they are, and set the from to transactions. Transaction would be you pick up in one spot and you deliver in another spot. So we received the data. This is what the data looks like. Let me copy all of this to the scratch pad. Lots and lots and lots and lots of info. Okay, that is not that important because it's our search criteria. It returns back to us, but this is the result. The commodities, demand, selling price. The name is basic medicines. Projected profit. Total profit. That's profit from selling one thing. This is profit from doing a transaction. Destination is going to station Helen City in Serbia, or Syriabia, however you pronounce that, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. From to. When I filter out the strongholds, I look at the couple, or duplex, or tuple, whatever you want to call it, the from and the to. And if either from or the to has an enemy stronghold, I simply yank that stop out of the list. Because unfortunately, you cannot specify this in here. And for most people who do trade and not doing the power play, it's not needed, because you can trade with anyone, however you want. If you are doing a power play, then you have a choice now. Now you have a choice to have a route that avoids strongholds, or if you want some spice and some fights with the locals while you're hauling a cargo hold full of gold, you can do it if you really want to. There is also a little dangerous data network, which is not a database, but it's kind of like you can think of it like a radio broadcast. So you can just attach to it and listen to it. You can post market information to it as you trade at the stations, and you can read market information from it. I have not written a client for it, but I'm contemplating of writing a client for it and caching some of that information, which is like at least 30 minutes old and no older than that, and do the calculations locally for the route plotting based on that data. But it's kind of just a thought. I haven't done it or started digging into it. I don't even know if it's possible or feasible, but it is a thing I have on the plate to research and see if it is. Because if it is, it's going to be faster than Sponge, because there is no delay on Sponge munching on the data, collecting the data, storing the data, etc. It should be much faster using your local cache of what is going on in the market space right now. If that cockamamie plant works out, then the route plotter will be much faster and safer in terms of not buying a bunch of gold, flying to the system, and then realizing that, oh, the demand fell and now they are not paying what I thought they were supposed to be paying me for it, and losing money. But that is something in the future. That is a subject for research. For now, I have the Sponge search, which uses data no older than 3 hours. And I honestly contemplating of shrinking that to just 1 hour. I need to play around with this tonight and see if 1 hour old data is good enough. I could provide a user a way to specify how old the data is supposed to be, but on the other hand, I don't want to overwhelm the user with setting up huge trade profile. Right now, only 3 things are required. The rest of them are optional. Well, I suppose I could give it as an optional. You can optionally specify how old your data you want your data to be. Do you want it to be 12 hours long, 1 hour long? The older it is, the more chances are you're going to buy something at a high price, fly to the place to sell it, and you won't be able to sell it for profit. Alright, and with that, I think I will sign off and get some food. Once again, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for stopping by. We'll be back in a couple of days, probably tinkering with something else. Who knows? Have a wonderful evening, or morning, or night, wherever you are in the world. And Merry Christmas, or Happy Holidays, or Happy Hanukkah. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.